Scorpio, welcome to your weekly tarot reading for May 1st through to the 7th. Let's see what may be on the cards for you, Scorpio. I've got the 9-card block here that describes your situation. We have a Moonology Oracle card and a lead tarot energy. Scorpio, 10 of Cups at the end of the reading, the Star. You are being called to purpose here, and there's a journey here to unfold to really bring you to your 10 of Cups. Now, that is your sort of best life reality that'll be different for all of you, but it feels like there is a dream here of living in more alignment, of being more on purpose across the board, okay? So we'll get into that, but the first card that I'll start with is your Oracle card, and it says these dreams need a practical plan. It's the full moon in Taurus card. So yeah, I think that you can achieve these dreams, but you know, we can't just manifest and set intentions without taking action, and not just any old action. It needs to be action that really aligns with where you are trying to head. Now, the Magician will help you with that. It's interesting, Scorpio, because we are in Taurus season, okay? And the major arcana of Taurus is the Hierophant. It's just coming out all over the place at the moment with it being Taurus season. So what it's really saying is it's time for you to reevaluate one of the big commitments, one of the big towers in your life, because there's something here that you want to bring into, you know, a purpose or bring into alignment. I think for many of you, from what I'm seeing in this reading, it's around work, career, you know, what you do in the world here. So we'll get into that a little bit more, but you can take this reading as that it's actually time to take some steps towards that now. Lead tarot energy, Scorpio, is your major arcana, which is the Death card. Now, Death card is around release and letting go. But what I see in this particular Death card is a huge, like, liberation, ascension, or sort of metamorphosis, transformation energy. So it really feels like you're ready to become a new version of you, to rise up, to embrace maybe your spirituality, your creativity, to be unapologetically you and shed an old skin, a former self. Now, it might be that you're needing to end a situation around job, career, or some of you, it might even be a relationship that's not growing, or that's holding you back, or maybe you chose this from a former version of yourself, and that's absolutely okay if you've changed and this doesn't match anymore, Scorpio, because we're here to ascend. We're here to grow, like, spiritually, emotionally, okay? So it feels like there's an end of a chapter here, and you're being asked to surrender to change. The Hierophant is an important point of change. It's a number 5, and we also have a 5 at the heart of the reading with the 5 of Cups. So the Hierophant is about tradition and challenging tradition now. Usually it's around where you've had an awakening to your own inner truth, or new values, or you've gone through spiritual lessons, or, you know, life experience, and you've arrived at this point where you're reassessing your life in one of those big situations and going, well, you know what, I don't actually think this is a match for me anymore. And you're being asked to look at the core values within yourself and within that situation and see if that lines up. And if it does, cool, you know, stay there, you'll get more growth, and maybe that'll be your 10 of Cups. But if it isn't, you are really being called to make a decision to, I would say, end that cycle so that you can really go after the Star energy, your greater divine purpose. So that is the Hierophant energy. You're ready to unlock new doors because you've kind of, you've kind of reached this point of spiritual graduation. So look at the core values within this. For example, if this is work, career, because we have the 8 of Pentacles here, consider, you know, is this the situation that aligns with maybe my value of work-life balance, or my value of being able to be autonomous and have creative input? Maybe my value of, you know, I'm going to be paid what I'm worth to create my Ten of Cups, there's some examples of, you know, values you might have around, you know, work, career. And if that you're getting that and it aligns with the values of the organization or the person you work for, then I would say you got a match. You know, you've swiped on this, you've got a match. But if not, it's really time for change. Now, I think it's the latter, and I think it's time for change. Because what I see here as the Eight of Swords is that you're sort of in this feeling of entrapment at the moment, and maybe you're experiencing frustration here, Scorpio, where it's like you know that you've got so much more burning within you, or you have a bigger purpose or a bigger calling. However, you know, you feel like your hands are tied within this situation. And you've got a lot of, you know, sort of, thought processes going on here. And it feels like the situation that you're in is actually shutting down a certain amount of that intuitive energy, that flow state, or that creativity. So Spirit is saying that you need to look at things from a different perspective here. You're not actually trapped. You're not actually trapped. If you apply a practical plan to that dream, the star, the destiny burning within you, you can create this. Absolutely, you can. Now, Five of Cups at the heart of the reading. Maybe you've tried to take steps before. You know, sometimes we can have losses with the Five of Cups. That doesn't necessarily mean it won't work out this time. That was just part of your learning process. This could also indicate that in the situation that you're in right now that's making you feel trapped, you've lost the Three of Cups, which is joy, growth, happiness, you know, positive network. And I think that that's sort of got to the point where it's almost like this borderline depression here with the Black Cloak energy, or at least you're not happy here, okay? But look what's behind you, Two of Cups, which, you know, isn't necessarily Two of Cups in terms of, you know, connecting with people, but the Two of Cups stands for harmony and rebalance and trusting your intuition to take a leap of faith on something new, on that purpose calling. And you can see someone here that's like working with that Two of Cups, that kind of alchemy, feeling into this is the time is right to vulnerably move towards where I'm being called. Star energy is about being guided. Now, you might have a calling within you, Scorpio, but you don't know what that is yet. But I bet you have clues, right? You might be, you know, into healing arts. You might be into well-being. You might just feel like you want to help others. All important clues. When it comes to work and career, I talk about the blue flame, and that is your flame burns the hottest and brightest, where you have the overlap of your passions, talents, skills, and experience. Now, some of these you just need to have innately, and others you can go and fill those gaps with a practical plan. So I'm asking you, you know, what is that thing that you could do, be, or talk about for hours and hours? That is where, you know, the key to, you know, your talent and your purpose really lies. And usually, you know, you'll back that with, you know, it'll come naturally to you and you'll be skilled in some way. Yes, maybe you need to get qualifications or learn more about it, but you know what I mean. There'll be that flow. So, and others of you, you might know what that thing is, but you've been following the traditional path because that's what you should do. That's maybe following a tradition of your family, because maybe all your family are doctors or accountants or farmers or homemakers, whatever it may be. But, you know, this in your lifetime right now, you have a challenge here, and part of the spiritual lesson is unlocking your unique door. Aquarian energy, you have a unique destiny here, a unique gift and talent that needs to be expressed into the world. And Queen of Swords says it's time for decisions, and it's justice time, right? She's a justice energy that says that this is what you need to restore karmic balance in your life, or you could just say, you know, balance within your being. The Queen of Swords is getting very clear on the direction he or she wants to go in, he, she, they, and is, you know, making clear decisions, drawing firm boundaries, you know, maybe cutting themselves free from what isn't it. And because of that, she's transforming her reality. It's time for you to take steps. Page of Wands, Magician. Magician knows that without action, intention, and manifestation just remains latent potential, latent energy, hasn't been acted on. There's no catalyst. There needs to be a catalyst for change, which is an action, a communication, a step forward, because the potential is infinite here for you. And Spirit says you have the resources, actually. You've got the emotional intelligence of the cup, the resourcefulness of the pentacle, the intellect of the sword, and the power and passion and energy of the wand. So use it. Use it. So the Page of Wands is telling you it's time to go on this new adventure. From this place where there's no growth, you can find it. This is your new journey into uncharted territory that ultimately can lead you to the 10 of Cups, your blessed best life living, where not only do you have the resources you need, a job that pays you, but you love it. And you carry that energy back home with you at the end of the door, and it flows into loving relationships and, building family and being active in your community because you have the energy, because you, are not drained from, carrying the weight, being on autopilot or moving through a Groundhog Day of, a passionless situation. Page of Wands can be associated with good news. Like if you've applied for something here, that's a step towards this, maybe a course of study, Hierophant, or a new job. The Page of Wands can really indicate a good news message that could just be that change catalyst that you need to get yourself started on this journey, Scorpio. All right, let's get you a Divine Abundance Oracle card to close this out. Oh, yeah, delusion. And look, I'm just going to call it that when we stay in a situation and we want change without that change catalyst, that is the delusion. It says intention without surrender can be a fast path to delusion. And what did we say that Death card was asking you to do? Surrender to endings, to new cycles, to new seasons in your life. And it feels like with the energy coming through here, Scorpio, it is divine timing for that. So that is your reading. I hope it gave you some clarity and guidance. If you're still with me and you'd like a personal reading, please do jump into the first link down below to head to my website and check those out. You'll find my free Learn Tarot quick guide there if you want to get started reading the cards, and also my paid option, the initiation, is linked there if you want to check that out. Please do follow me on Instagram for daily readings, and I do free little mini personal readings for followers from time to time, but you need to be there and checking my story for when I put that call out. Maybe that next call will be for you. Okay, I'm wishing you all the love and magic, Scorpio. Do take care. Bye for now.